I want to welcome you back to Black Site Tonight. We're going to talk about Michael Eric Dyson's statement that Joe Biden has paid his debt to black people. First, I would like for you to subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, and also comment on this video. Michael Eric Dyson's statement that Joe Biden has paid his debt to black people is one of the sickest statements I have ever heard come from a so-called civil rights leader. Joe Biden is a man who can never pay his debt to black people. Joe Biden history is full of racism, and he has put hundreds of thousands of men into the prison industrial complex. There is no way he can wipe away what he has done to black men and black women across this nation with one hire, a man named General Austin, who was part of the military industrial power complex that he has named Secretary of Defense. We know that General Austin was working for Raytheon, one of the worst companies in the world, a company that's worse than a remora, who feeds off of perpetual war in America, a company that makes billions of dollars as long as we stay in military conflicts. And Michael Eric Dyson has the nerve to say, because he's a first, that Joe Biden has paid his debt. Joe Biden has ruined many lives within the black community. Sons who never had fathers, daughters who never had mothers, because of that wicked crime bill that put men away for 30, 40 years and sometimes life. But this coon, Michael Eric Dyson, who seems like he wants to be the new Al Sharpton to Obama for Joe Biden, that he will cover for all his racist mistakes. Michael Eric Dyson has been known for cooning for white men. He was on there cooning for Bill Maher, another liberal racist who consistently talks down to African Americans. But it seems like he's always fighting for these races, but he talks that good Negro rhetoric. You know, this is the same man back in 2016 and 2008 who was cooning for an evil woman named Hillary Clinton, who called black men super predators. And he was backing her 100%. Not only backing her, but fighting for her, saying we should forgive. But see, he has to understand that other groups who have a backbone and who have strength never forgive. See, you can't forgive somebody for what they done because they hired one or two black people to make them the first. See, we get happy over titles, but titles doesn't mean power. See, they put General Austin the head of Secretary of Defense. That tells me something, that Joe Biden, the deep state, CIA, NSA, and any of the other alphabets is ready to go back to war. They're ready to go to war in Syria or in the Middle East. But this time, they will have a black face standing right in front of you, pushing us into war. And you'll be, as a black person, supporting the war because a black man is ahead of the Secretary of Defense. We have been lucky the last 4 years. This is the first 4 years under President Trump when we have had no military intervention. We haven't invaded a country. We haven't started a war. But the military-industrial complex is not happy because Trump has started bringing all the troops home. So they keep feeding the beast within the military-industrial complex, We must start a new conflict. And General Austin will be the face of that new conflict every day. And black people will support that war. Michael Eric Dyson sounds good. He looks good. But what he really is a self-promoter. He's selling a book. You notice he's always selling a book? If it's not this book, it's on Jay-Z, it's on Beyonce, it's on black people of the past. So he has made millions of dollars off the so-called misery of the black underclass, telling white people what they need to know. And they'll bring him in and put money in his pocket. But one thing they do know, that he has never had a plan to fix the so-called problems of the underclass. Michael Eric Dyson is nothing more than a coon. And you're going to have to get this man off of TV. Every time he comes on, I turn the channel. Because he's always siding with these liberal racists. Malcolm talked about liberal racists. He said the liberal racist is worse than a conservative racist. Because at least the conservative tells you what he believes straight to your face. The liberal mucks around, pretends he's your friend, so they can gain power, but continue the racist policies that have destroyed our community for the past 400 years. And they need people like Michael Eric Dyson, Al Sharpton, and all these coons that you see out here fighting for Joe Biden. Why would you fight for a man? And why would you dismiss his debts for what he has done to your people? Because there is some monetary gain for Michael Eric Dyson. This garbage must end, and it must end now. When someone says a ridiculous statement like that, you must tell him you've been canceled. It's time for you to move along. And it's time for Michael Eric Dyson to move along. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel. Smash that like button and share this video.